some companies have paid too much, is what people feel. That they've overpaid for some of the smaller ones where the results might be very far out. It's interesting to read about what the president's talking about. Everyone's trying to figure out how to rein in some of the cost of these drugs, but in the end, some of the cost of the drugs are, the drugs are life-saving.
Yeah,
and that's very hard to put a price on.
There's also an argument made by those who support and believe in the PBMs that they actually have driven prices down. That they're an effective way to, that is, the pharmacy benefits managers are an effective way to drive prices down. Due to PBMs and negotiated prices I have here, for example, net prices have averaged 4% increases the last 4 years, branded to branded before any generics impact. But when you include the impact of generics, I'm told down 2.5%. Down 2.5%. There's a handful of drugs, though, Jim, that we have focused on that have soared in price.
Yeah, I mean, look, the orphan drugs, they basically have niche businesses where there are a very small number of people who have a disease, and you can charge a lot for them. You're protected, but a lot of these are because otherwise the chronic protection from will cost a Cigna a fortune over the years. I mean, look at the Gilead. That pill that just. It's unfortunate for Gilead's finances
that
for Hep C.
Cured Hep C.
It cured Hep C.
What was it, $84,000? But then you were done.
Then you're done. I mean,
and the cost of the healthcare system, conceivably, of somebody who had Hep C, was a lot more than that.
Yeah, so that's a good example of. Look, I'm more pro-pharma than most. I just feel like they do a lot of good.
Well, the hints we're getting this morning is that the impact will be modest on the domestic sector. He's going to go after foreign governments who might pay less than the United States for some of these drugs. Azar says, though, 50 changes, some of which will be disruptive. So we'll wait to see what the president says it too.
Look, there are a lot of people who felt that at one point the president would use the bargaining power of the government. At one point they'd be like the VA, which gets great prices, but he did not go there. It's a very complicated issue because of as Dave mentions, the PBMs, who's trying to keep the prices down, who's really gouging, who's Shkreli. I mean, I had Joe Papa on the other day for Valiant, and they've got a drug that costs a lot of money that's been criticized, but it's a drug for a niche group. Whenever you have this niche group, it's very difficult because you don't have a lot of companies that want to make that drug.
Right. Well, the orphan drugs were the drugs for, very small patient populations, but that's become a very popular thing, as you know.
I know.
I mean, look at Shire.
Sure, I had J.J. Bienaimé from BioMarin. That's all they do. BioMarin, yeah. And they've got a hemophilia drug that is much better than anything else in the market, and they're going to charge a lot.
It's going to cost a lot of money.
Right. Well, cost. I mean, one of the things that Len Schleifer has explained to me over and over again at Regeneron, these drugs cost billions of dollars. They cost billions of dollars, and then when they get to phase 3, sometimes they fail. It's much more of a shots on goals, I like to say, but I think it's much more of a roulette game. I mean, a lot of these things just fail after they spent fortunes on them.
Yeah.
So shouldn't they be compensated?
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.